Good morning, Fantastico readers. I am here to finish reading chapter 9 this morning. And if you remember, the last thing we read was that Peg named her wheelchair Silver. She said each time she got into the wheelchair, she yelled, "Hi-yo, Silver, away!" And she whacked the side of the wheelchair with the palm of her hand. The sheltering arms allowed visitors twice a week, on Wednesday evenings and on Sundays from noon until 4. My home in Austin was a 2-hour drive, so Wednesday evenings were out of the question for my parents. The first Sunday, I could hardly wait for 12 o'clock. I combed my hair twice and gobbled my lunch. "My parents are coming today," I told the nurse as I handed her my lunch tray. "You hope," said Alice. "They'll be here," I said. "It's Sunday." "It's sleeting," and Alice pointed out. "The roads will be terrible." From my bed, I peered anxiously out the window at the icy rain. Alice was right. The roads were probably slick, but surely, I thought, Mother and Dad would call if they were not coming, so I wouldn't worry about them. "They'll be here," I repeated, trying to convince myself as well as Alice. Promptly at noon, Mother and Dad swept into the door, their arms full of bags and packages. "What a nice, bright room," Mother said. "And you have roommates your own age? How wonderful." The introductions were made, and then I opened the packages. There were extra pajamas, more books, and a box of stationery with the envelopes already stamped. "Potato chips," I shouted. "The hospital never serves potato chips," said Renee. Dad pried open the can, and I began to munch. Mother passed the can to the other girls. Even more welcome than potato chips was news from home. The Usums had a new car. Mrs. Many had opened an antique shop. Steve Gentle was taking piano lessons. I listened eagerly, and so did Dorothy, Renee, Shirley, and Alice. Midway through the afternoon, it began to irritate me that I wasn't able to talk to my parents. If Dad said something funny, everyone laughed. What did my roommates have to listen? Why did they have to listen to every word? Didn't they know it wasn't polite to eavesdrop on other people's conversations? The moment I asked myself the question, I knew the answer. Can you think of what she is thinking of in her own mind? She's thinking, I was the only one who had visitors. I had assumed that all of the other girls would have company on Sunday, except for Alice, of course. Apparently, Mother had the same thought because she turned to the other girls and asked, "Are any of you expecting visitors?" "It's too far for my family to come," Shirley said. "They've only been here twice in 7 months. My parents try to come once a month," Dorothy said, "but it depends on whether they can get someone to do the chores for them." "What about you?" Mother asked Renee. "Will you be having visitors today?" Renee shook her head. "I live more than 200 miles away," she said. "My parents would like to come every week, but it isn't possible." Then, as if to prove that her family did not neglect her, she added, "But they write to me. I get a lot of mail." Last, Mother turned to Alice. Don't ask, I thought, but of course, Mother did. "I don't get company," Alice said. "Not ever? One of my brothers came once, but when he saw how ugly I am, he never came back." "You aren't ugly," Dad said. "You're pretty." "Ha," said Alice. "We'll visit all of you next Sunday," Mother said, "and we'll bring treats for everyone." "What would you like?" Dad asked Renee. "What should we bring for you?" After some thought, Renee asked for a comic book. "Little Lulu," she said, or "Archie and Veronica." "Shirley," Mother said, "what can we bring for you?" Shirley replied instantly, "A bag of marshmallows." "Plain old marshmallows?" Dad asked. "I love marshmallows," Shirley said. "The big, puffy kind." Dorothy could not decide. I know what she really wants, Renee said. A tall, dark, handsome young man. While the rest of us laughed, Dorothy pulled the covers over her head. When we quit laughing, she said, "Do you think I could have some licorice?" Alice refused to ask for a special treat. "There must be something you'd like for us to bring you," Dad said. "Something you can't get here at the Sheltering Arms." Alice shook her head. At first I thought she was being ornery. Then I realized Alice had been at the Sheltering Arms for so long, she didn't even remember things like comic books and marshmallows. Licorice and potato chips were beyond her realm of experience. She didn't know what to ask for because she never knew what she was missing. A window of understanding opened in my mind, and the breeze of compassion blew in. From that moment on, I was glad to share my visiting family with my roommates. "If you don't know what you want," Mother told Alice, "we'll surprise you." The next Sunday, the other girls were as excited about visiting day as I was. Alice combed her hair, though she quit when she saw me watching her. Once again, Mother and Dad came right in at 12 o'clock. They hugged and kissed me and greeted all of the other girls. "Did you remember our treats?" Renee asked. "Of course," Mother said. She handed Renee a little Lulu comic book. Dad opened Shirley's bags of marshmallows and put one in her mouth. "Yum," Shirley said. "That's the first marshmallow I've had for 7 months." "Here's your gift, Alice," Mother said, and she gave Alice pink lipstick. "Why are you being so nice to me?" Alice asked. "We like you," Mother said. Alice didn't say thank you, but she put the lipstick very carefully in her drawer. "Dorothy's next," Renee said. "Where's her tall, dark, and handsome young man?" Dad went to the doorway and actually motioned someone in the hall. In walked my brother Art. Art was 18, 6 feet 2 inches tall with thick, dark hair. He was once voted campus dreamboat by a sorority group. After Art hugged me, he said, "I didn't come to visit you. I came to see Dorothy." "Which one is Dorothy?" Dorothy blushed red as a wagon, while the rest of us squealed our delight. "This is for you," Art said, and he gave Dorothy a big bag of licorice. Every Sunday after that, all of us chattered happily as we waited for my parents to arrive. Each Sunday at 4, I hated to see them leave. The afternoons together were so much fun, it would be a whole week until I saw them again. But when I started to feel sorry for myself, I looked across the room